intro. His poetry name is Plena, and I'm honored to say a very good friend of mine. I met him in New York City, and he was honored to be here. And all we did was fed him some Puerto Rican food, and that's all he needed. So let's give it up for Roberto Plena.
This poem is a finger pointing at the moon. Never mind the knuckles, 100 nicks. This chisel history of wrong-headed scraps. Ignore the stink of blood musk. Every woman touched, loved, or not. Habits held long and let go. Míralo. This poem is a finger pointing out, gnarled, up at the blue quarter moon. A crater for each earned misery, the borrowed light we live by. This finger is a poem, wrinkled, scarred, and dirty under the nail. But never mind the grime. Motherfuck my cuticles. You big dummy. Don't look at my finger. I'm trying to show you the moon. What up, Chicago? How are you all this evening?
Good, how are you?
Yeah.
So, as Esme was saying, I'm from New York City. I was born in Ponce. So it's actually pretty cool that the place is called Ponce at night.
Right.
So, being from New York City, it's kind of strange visiting other cities, other metropolis. Because the city that never sleeps, right? And I think we have this certain attitude in New York where it's almost the same like Ponce. Ponce, and the rest is parking, right?
Yes.
So, I figured I'd start out by reading a poem by John Murillo, who, his book, Up Jump the Boogie, is being sold in New York City right now. It's awesome. And he had a residency at Columbia College in Chicago. So, most people read their own work when they're featuring. I'm going to read you a mixture because I believe that as artists, we have to spread knowledge. That's basically the most important thing. So, not every body of work is going to be from my own collection. So I'm going to give you a little bit of New Yorican history. I'm going to give you a bit of my history, and I hope you guys appreciate it. And I was looking for my bottle of water, and it was in my back pocket. You know when you visit other cities and you're the new kid on the block, you get the jitters? Like for high school, I was senior year, I moved to a new neighborhood, so I started a new high school. And it was that feeling of, fuck, I'm the new kid again. So that's kind of the feeling I got today, but it's all good, right?
Yep.
So, let's see. So I'm going to make you guys laugh, I'm going to make you guys sad. And, hopefully you guys can relate. I strangle him by the throat. I squeeze until his eye sockets burst, his mouth opens wide, and the words of disdain, scornfully muttered for centuries, at my grandfather, at my father, at myself, pour out until the last drop falls onto the floor, along with his limp body. This isn't revenge, this isn't justice, this is just something that needs to happen. Necessary because we will never rejoice in a victory over prejudice, over preconceived notions that we are a certain way, over rolled eyes, deep sighs, and opinions that have been assumed, recycled, assumed, and repeated since the day in which he was taught we are beneath him. This rage manifests itself not because of the 500 years of slavery endured, not because we are products of sexual assault, pillage land, greed, capitalistic tyrants, or the other million reasons we look to be free. It's not because of the pursuit of 40 acres and a mule. This bloody, murderous rage has claimed its first victim because I'm tired of playing along. I'm fed up with cooperating. This man at my feet breathes no more because I needed to taste absolute power over someone. Then I realized it's all a dream. I realize I have imagined all of this in a congested, odorous, impatient rumble of a train car. And so I continue on my daily commute to work and prepare to greet that man who has been resurrected through the grace of reality with the usual, "Morning, sir. How do you do?" Thank you.
Woo.
Let me know when this time happens. So, anyone that knows me knows that I'm totally against joining the armed forces. And this explains why. Summer of 1996. I receive a call at home from an Army recruiter. His voice similar to a used car commercial, he introduced himself and explained his passion for finding the best military prospects the Bronx has to offer. Sometimes soldiers are born knowing they're meant to be soldiers. Other times, my brother, the recruit needs to be reminded that they're meant for this. And being Puerto Rican, I'm sure your family has had a long history of military service. I immediately wanted to hang up the phone, but like all good salesmen, he politely told me that I'd be crazy not to listen. I can swing by tomorrow around noon and pick you up and show you around the training center. The art of asking for the sale. I'm too fat to join the Army, I replied, a rebuttal I was certain would surely eliminate me as a prospective candidate. Well, how much do you weigh? How tall are you? I explained I was 5'10", weighed 180 pounds, hoping it would lead to the end of our conversation. I see. Yes, that would fall just outside the guidelines to be able to join the armed forces. But listen, Roberto, if you slim down by the end of the summer, give me a call, man. We could use a few good men. And 14 years later, I've continued to make sure that I eat just a little too much. Carry a rifle for the United States of America.